Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are not communists, you guys. They are democratic socialists. Don't believe me? Here, let's hear what Bernie Sanders has to say.
Let's talk about democratic socialism, not communism.
Yeah, not communism, you guys. Totally not communism.
Mr. Bloomberg, that's a cheap shot.
Yeah, cheap shot, Mr. Bloomberg. For those who don't know, as you can see this from the Democratic primary debates back in February of 2020.
Let's talk about democratic. Let's talk about what goes on in countries like Denmark.
Yeah, Denmark.
Where Pete correctly pointed out they have a much higher quality of life in many respects than we do. What are we talking
about? Yeah, when Bernie Sanders says democratic socialism, he's not talking about communism or the Soviet Union. He's talking about countries like Denmark and Sweden and Norway. Some of you guys may have seen this meme floating around. I often see it from pages like Other 98% and Occupy Democrats. As you can see, Norway, democratic socialism, that's what Norway has. In the United States, we have unfettered capitalism.
Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
I actually have an ongoing thread on Twitter about the myth of unfettered capitalism in America, which I am constantly updating because every week there's some new regulation somewhere, whether it's at the local, state, or federal level, some new regulation, some new wealth redistribution scheme. Doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican, even that Republican senator from Utah, shit Romney. Now he's proposing to raise the minimum wage and new wealth redistribution schemes. But according to this meme, we have unfettered capitalism in the United States. But Norway, that's democratic socialism. Some of you may have seen this tweet going around. I've seen it in meme form. It has over almost 200,000 likes on Twitter. It's from 2 years ago. Almost 40,000 retweets from Nathan H. Rubin says, millennials don't hear socialism and think about the USSR or the Cold War. We hear socialism and think about Canada, Switzerland, healthcare, Social Security, affordable college, and affordable housing. Now, Canada and Switzerland both rank higher on the Economic Freedom Index than the United States. As far as healthcare goes, is he talking about affordable healthcare? Because I thought a decade ago, President Barack Obama, I thought he passed this new law called the Affordable Care Act. I mean, didn't the Affordable Care Act make health insurance and healthcare more affordable?
No, of course not.
And the United States already has Social Security, so I don't know what the deal is with by adding that in there. And then we have, what, affordable housing? Last time I checked, when the government tried to make housing more affordable, it created an unsustainable housing bubble that led to the financial crisis. Same with affordable college. It seems like the more government gets involved with trying to make college more affordable and guaranteeing student loans, it drives up the cost of college. Anyway, so that's what socialism, that's what democratic socialism is. It's Denmark, it's Norway, it's Canada, it's Switzerland. Meanwhile, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she is a dues-paying member of Democratic Socialists of America. And I remember I made a video about this shortly after her primary victory. I made this back on July 4th of 2018. And I talked a lot about her ties to Democratic Socialists of America and how they sell Karl Marx merchandise on their website, and they have a long history of promoting Karl Marx's works. They've also had many members, some claiming to be chairs within the organization, insisting that communism would be a good idea.
Now that's fucked up.
By the way, I think I was one of the first people to make an anti-AOC video on YouTube. I challenge anyone to look, try to find stuff before July 4th of 2018. See if there's much, if any, anti-AOC videos on YouTube before July 4th of 2018. And I thought my video, it might start a national conversation on this issue. I thought I thought a lot of people on the so-called right would talk about Democratic Socialists of America and their troubling views. I thought maybe even some in the mainstream media might start asking questions like, "Wait a minute, are the Democrats getting a little too carried away with this socialism talk?" But instead, I only got 745 views, while the mainstream media kisses Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's ass by giving her flattering magazine covers. And you got people like Stephen Colbert inviting her on the show to eat ice cream. I thought Stephen Colbert might ask her about Democratic Socialists of America. Say something like, "Yeah, this is pretty delicious ice cream, isn't it? By the way, you're a dues-paying member. It's been reported that you're a dues-paying member of this organization that promotes Karl Marx and has had members say that communism would be a good idea. What are your thoughts on this? Are you still a dude? Who wouldn't want to see that?" And hell, maybe AOC would throw them into the garbage and say something dumb like, "Oh, well, I don't know. I was young and dumb then. I don't really agree with that organization." I mean, she probably wouldn't, but wouldn't you like to see that? And the people on the right aren't really that good either. I mean, they focus way too much on these, on stupid shit she might say on her Instagram stories, trying to get her in these gotcha moments like, "Oh, ha, ha, AOC wore a $14,000 suit on Vogue and she claims to be..." Yeah, okay, thanks, Boberts. You're really owning the libs there. I bring all of this up because recently, back in January of this year, 2021, a chapter of Democratic Socialists of America, DSA San Francisco, They announced that if you're a DSA San Francisco member, to join us on Wednesday, January 13th, for a session of a Red Star Caucus new weekly education program called The Red Start, where they will be reading On Contradiction and Practice by Mao Zedong.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Now, for those who don't know, Mao Zedong is arguably the most brutal dictator in the history of man. He's definitely one of the most brutal communist dictators. Tens of millions of people died in China under Mao Zedong's rule through purges and famines. Yet, Democratic Socialists of America, Democratic Socialists, they're having education programs where they're reading works by Mao Zedong. And I actually read this piece from Chairman Mao, which I found easily by just Googling it. And Mao actually talks a lot about epistemology, putting everything aside. He talks a lot about epistemology. And if you're interested in epistemology, why waste your time with a Marxist moron like Mao Zedong when you could read better works on epistemology? I would recommend Introduction to Objectivist Epistemology by Ayn Rand, and when you're done with that, I'd recommend reading Harry Binswanger's How We Know. But I noticed that Mao Zedong, he talks about how true Marxism is. He praises Karl Marx and Marxism throughout this entire piece. He even praises other communist dictators like Joseph Stalin and Vladimir Lenin. Here's a telling quote right here. He says, Chairman Mao says, "Similarly, Marxism-Leninism is held to be true not only because it is considered when it was scientifically formulated by Marx, Engels, Lenin, and Stalin, but because it has been verified in the subsequent practice of revolutionary class struggle and revolutionary national struggle." Remember, guys, these democratic socialists, they just want whatever's going on in Europe. They just want whatever Denmark has. They just want whatever Norway has. Maybe they want whatever Canada and Switzerland has. Meanwhile, Democratic Socialists of America are promoting the works of Mao Zedong, where he praises Karl Marx, the father of communism, and other communist dictators like Stalin and Lenin. So color me suspicious, but I think these democratic socialists, I think they might be asking for just a little more than whatever Scandinavian countries have.